Hey y'all, this is Steve and this is Rika. Say hi to the camera. Who's that? A couple of the viewers have asked me to do a talk on this bike, and so here we are in the garage. I was out riding with it a few days ago and gave it a clean wash, and it's ready for some more battle. But, you know, I guess I bought this bike about 4 or 5 years ago, and I bought it from someone who rode it around their farm, and it was completely original. Same, like stock tires, brakes, chain, everything like that. And I thought it was a great deal. I got a good deal on it, and so here we are. Anyway, it's been you know, got some aftermarket parts on it. Essentially, though, it's sort of more or less stock. It has, I guess, the big things it has is it has total control built suspension on it, both front and rear, and the front is off of the forks are off of a 2008 YZ250, but they've been custom valved for the YZ250, so it's sort of, well, it's as if it's like a 2006 or 2007 bike. And it has a fat head cylinder head in here. The insert that I use is the motocross one, which I believe is 21 cc's. It's reported that it can actually run with regular pump fuel, but I usually mix 33% 110 octane leaded fuel with it, so I can not have to worry about any detonation. But other than that, I mean, it has a lot of aftermarket parts on it too. Starting from the ground up, we use Pirelli Scorpion MX32s, the mid-soft front and rear. Has DID dirt start wheels. And the reason why it has these wheels is I used the stock OEM wheels. Hey, relax over there. Come on, relax. I used the stock wheels for a different bike, and because I needed them, and then I decided, well, maybe I'll put black wheels on this, you know, just for the looks, and plus DID has a really good reputation. We have different brake rotors, 2008, I believe, brake rotors on it, and 2015 bodywork. Hey, get. Started out with a Boyson ignition cover on the other side, and then mostly because I don't like plastic engine covers. And then eventually bought one of these on the clutch side just to match. Pro Circuit exhaust and the long silencer. What else? The cylinder has been sort of cleaned up a little bit, just with porting, you know, take out the burrs and casting marks and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's a stock cylinder. Hasn't been, the port shapes and timing haven't been ground or anything like that. Factory Effects RS1 rib seat cover. This is a extreme carbon. It's a carbon fiber tank cover, and all it really does is provide protection for the fuel tank, and of course it enables you to like run the OEM graphics, and they never like bubble up or anything like that. These have been on here for quite a long time. What else? Renthal Stewart bend bars, ASV clutch and brake levers, Scott diamond grips, Cypra Power Flow fender. It's this fender that has the vented rear on it and the little air scoop in the front to throw some more air at the radiator, I guess. Tamer starting device. There really isn't that much more. Hammerhead shifter. Has a stock carburetor, but obviously it's jetted, I believe, just a little bit leaner on the low end. I believe I have the stock main jet in it. And it's got some silicone radiator hoses. One of the things I do to my bikes, usually every 40 hours or something, is I'll bring them in the shop and completely disassemble them and inspect everything, like wheel bearings, swing arm and linkage bearings, all kinds of stuff like that, to make sure that it's not like worn out or needs to be re-lubricated. Chain and sprockets, brake pads. This does have Dolpher brake lines on it also, stainless steel braided brake lines, both front and rear. So it goes really good. It has a tremendous amount of power right off the bottom. I don't even know if this is normal or not, but I've never felt it. I had a 2003 and a 1999 before this bike, and this bike is by far the most powerful of any YZ I've ever owned. Like I said, when you start rolling on the throttle, there's like no hesitation at all. It starts pulling like immediately, and if you're in soft ground, it will just spin the tire if you're like leaned over. It's really powerful, and I think it's probably the head that really has a lot to do with that. Anyway, I was saying I'll tear it all the way down, and I did this like over the winter, and when I took it to Daytona, it was basically the first or second ride on it since it had been like overhauled. So it had a brand new piston and ring, and everything was cleaned out, fresh transmission fluid, completely overhauled suspension, brake pads, tires. Has some new graphics since Daytona. They were yellow before, or the backgrounds anyway. But other than that, it's a great bike. It handles super nice. It stops really well, and it goes like frickin' crazy. So stock springs, I'm 155 pounds, so I can use the stock springs just fine. But it is custom valve for me. I'm not really fast. Not really fast at all, but actually, but go out there and have fun, and that's what's important, right? So anyway, I hope this helped, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me through the comments, and I'll be happy to answer any